Hi, Cougars and Stars. Today is Friday, and it's the last day of National Library Week. We will be reading No Pirates Allowed, said Library Lou, written by Rhonda Galler Green and illustrated by Brian Ajar. It was copyrighted by Sleeping Bear Press in 2013. At Sea Breezy Library, things were just right. Book lovers were cozy, the sky was blue bright, when shiver me timbers, through Sea Breezy's door stormed Big Pirate Pete and his parrot Igor. Where be the treasure? X marks this spot. We'll dig up the loot and steal all that you got. Squawk! Igor squawked as Pete muttered in "Arr!" Then Big Pete let loose with a scary "So thar!" Chills ran down spines at those readers and all shook. They hid behind bookshelves, but ventured a look. And what was that odor? Disgusting! Phew! But no one at Sea Breezy knew what to do. Except Library Lou, who dashed over to see what all the unruly commotion could be. May I help you? Lou asked with a pinch of a frown. This is a library. Shh, quiet down. Oops, there we go. Arr, Pete thundered. Don't waste me day. Walk the plank, saucy lass, or show me the way. At Sea Breezy, then, you could hear a pin drop. All that tough ruffian talk and swalk stopped, for Library Lou looked Pete right in the eye as Pete stood his ground with a snarl. Oh my! Minute by minute, their tempers both flared as they stood head to head and doggedly dared. Unless you be quiet and listen up too, no pirates allowed, said Library Lou. Squawk! Igor squawked with a blow-me-down glare. Then Library Lou boldly added, so there. Arr. Now, where is this treasure map? Lou asked. Ah, yes. The treasure is here, she said, just as I guessed. I'll help you find it, but first I must ask of you and your matey a wee smallish task. Go home, take a bath, change your underwear too. Then come back tomorrow, said Library Lou. Arr! A land blubber telling Big Pete what to do. But she said there'll be treasure. Sink me, 'tis true. So, that night, Pete scrubbed 13 layers of dirt and decided clean underwear couldn't hurt. Squawking Igor got a good scrubbing too. Swish through the sea, sailed the funky P.U. Then later they dreamed of a treasure or two. Squawk! The next day they burst through the library door with a fresh soapy scent, but as loud as before. Mateys, your manners, said Library Lou. Now come, follow me. We have much work to do. Aye. Big Pete grabbed his picks and his axe and his shovel, but Library Lou said, Don't go to all that trouble. But lassie, the loot. Lou said, "Not yet." Oh my, there we go. "First, say ahoy to these letters. This fine alphabet." "Letters?" Pete scowled. "That may be. There be more than X." Lou spread them all out. Big Pete looked perplexed. "Blimey," cried Big Pete. "A code of old, a secret one. Aye, to find sweet gold." Library Lou grinned a witty, wise grin. "Brilliant," she cried. "Now, time to begin." "Hey there, all of them. Pleased to meet you." "Isn't this fun?" said Library Lou. "Fun?" Big Pete sneered. "It'd be torture, no less. Me'd rather be kissing a fat treasure chest." "So many letters." Big Pete got confused. "W's, H's, S's, and Q's. Some she called vowels. A's, E's, I's, O's, and U's." Soon, Lou took some letters and mixed them about. "Look," exclaimed Lou, "words to sound out. Now here is a stack you may take home with you. Then come back tomorrow," said Library Lou. Up on poop deck, Pirate Pete practiced that night. He practiced each word till he got each word right. "Igor," he bragged, "will hold riches untold. 'Cause us, we be hard-working gluttons for gold." Yes, day after day he went back, and night after night Lou piled high a new stack. Soon, Big Pete was reading not small words, but big. Swashbuckling buccaneer thingamajig. But Pete got impatient. He worked day and night, and still not a trinket or treasure in sight. One day he barked at Lou. "Do what you're told. You said you'd be helping me find the sweet gold." "Correct," answered Lou. "In a book, there's a clue. I've given my help. Now, it's up to you." Pete stared at those books lined up shelf after shelf. A code? A clue? Arr, me find them myself. Maybe, just maybe, the code be in rhyme. He loved Mother Goose, Dr. Seuss. How sublime! They tickled his fancy, but no secret code. At vast, easy readers, he snatched Frog and Toad. Day after day he went back, and night after night he piled high a new stack. He found books called classics, great tales of the sea. "Blimey," cried Pete, "that's where the clue be." Treasure Island, me like it, but no clue to be found. Stumped, Big Pete scoured each shelf up and down. "Gangway, the nonfiction, that's where we should be." Those factual, soon luscious loot, fancy free over the sea. Those factual books Big Pete came to love. He read about things that he'd never heard of. Stink bugs and baseballs and surfing in Mars. Dinosaurs, mummies, electric guitars. Pete's picks and his axe and his shovel got dusty. At piratey ways, Big Pete got a mite rusty. Now, Pete wasn't a pirate just dreaming of loot. but a reader he was, and a good one to boot. When one book was finished, yes, when one was done, Pete picked up another. Well, reading was fun. He read and he read and he read. Then suddenly, one night, Pete popped up in bed. Looks like he has an idea. The next day at Seasbury Library, things were just right. Book lovers were cozy, the sky was blue bright. When Big Pete and Igor tiptoed through the door, shh, and spied Library Lou in aisle 404. They both gave her hugs, each a kiss too. We've come to thank ye, Miss Library Lou, 'cause of ye now we know books be the treasures. Shucks, whispered Lou. It's been my pleasure. Now Library Lou, with a smile big and proud, is hanging a sign that says, Pirates Allowed. I can't wait to see all of my cougars and stars dressed like pirates. See you soon.